Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to my channel. This is Solving Equations Part 2. In this video, we're going to cover solving multi-step equations. Before we get started, I want to talk about what I like to call order of operations for solving equations. We're going to be using this to work out our multi-step equations. If you've ever heard of PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Aunt Sally is back, and this time it's don't confuse Aunt Sally, my dear. In this first problem, we're going to use don't confuse Aunt Sally, my dear, to get us through it. First step is to distribute the don't. That means distribute and multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times -4 is -20x. Bring everything else down equals 105. Then my next step is to see if there are any like terms that I can combine together on the same side, and it looks like there aren't any, so I'm going to move on and solve for x. And this is now just a two-step equation because I just need to subtract 25 from both sides. Only two more steps to go. I get -20x equals 80. And then my last step, my dear, means to multiply or divide, so I'm going to divide both sides by -20. And I get x equals -4. And that is it. We're going to look at another problem that's just a little bit longer. In this problem, the steps are still the same. First step is to distribute and multiply. I bring everything else down. So 4 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 2 is 8. Then I need to combine like terms that are on the same side. 3x plus 8x is 11x. Bring everything else down. So with these equations, you have to take it one step at a time because we don't want to confuse Aunt Sally. Next, I need to subtract 8 from both sides, and I get 11x equals 44. Divide both sides by 11. X equals 4. And that is it. I distributed, check, combined like terms, subtracted 8, and divided by 11. Now we're going to look at two problems that have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So the steps are still the same. I'm going to work out the one on the left, and you can work out the one on the right on your own and check your answer. So in the problem on the left, I don't have any parentheses, so I don't have to worry about distributing, so that's done. But I do have like terms that I can combine together, so I'm going to do that. -7x minus 3x, that gives me -10x. So -10x. And then I can bring everything else down. 14 minus 8x. My next step is to add or subtract. In this case, I'm going to add 8x to both sides because I want all my terms, all my x's on one side, all my numbers on the other. And whenever I do that, I get -2x equals 14. And then my last step is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by -2. Whenever I do that, I get x equals -7. And that is it. I'm going to give you a minute to pause the video. If you want to work out the second one on your own, you can copy it down. Otherwise, whenever you work it out, you should get x equals -10 as the answer. We're going to take a look at one more problem, and we're just going to walk through the steps again. First step is to distribute and multiply. 7 times -3x is -21x. And then 7 times -6 is -42. And then I just bring everything down. negative 2x plus 34. So distributed, check. Now I need to see if there are any like terms to combine on the same side. I don't see anything, so that's done. Now I do need to get all my like terms on one side. Negative 2x and negative 21x all need to be on the same side. So I need to get all my x's on one side, and I like to move the x's to the left. You're probably wondering, does it matter what side? And the answer is no, it does not matter. However, I like my x's on the left because I want my answer to say x equals. So negative 21x plus 2x gives me negative 19x. And then I just bring everything down. Remember, we got to take this one step at a time. We don't want to confuse Aunt Sally. Now I can move my numbers to the right, to the opposite side. As long as everybody is on their own side, this will work. Whenever I do that, I get negative 19x equals 76. And then my last step is to divide. So divide both sides by negative 19. And I get x equals negative 4. And that is it. So I added or subtracted, check, and then I divided, check. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with any new videos that I post.